Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be ranking Soundgarden. I also threw Temple of the Dog in there too. I know that's a supergroup between Soundgarden and Pearl Jam. I don't care. I've thrown it in there because Soundgarden only has 6 albums and I just wanted to throw one extra one in there. And you'll see why I threw that in there here in a second. And we're just going to go through S through D. We're not gonna need D. Everything they've done is at least good, which is what C stands for, and yada yada yada. But in the meantime, we're gonna start off with their debut album, Ultra Mega OK. And I think Ultra Mega OK is worthy of a B. It's a pretty good album. It opens really strong with Flower and All Your Lies. 665, which is a interlude, not bad, like a decent 7. Beyond the Wheel is fantastic, very moody track. This is when Chris, because by the way, this is one of the 2 albums where Chris doesn't sound like Chris. He's in this much more lower register. Beyond the Wheel is when he starts elevating and starts using more of his high tenor range. Same with Move for Trouble and Nazi Driver. And Smokestack Lightning is amazing too. I would say like Smokestack Lightning, Beyond the Wheel, and Nazi Driver are my 3 personal favorites from here. Pretty good album. Next up though is Louder Than Love. This is a step down. This one does have him using more of his high tenor range, but it's very unroped in. He kind of goes off key in a lot of places, but opens decent with Ugly Truth, and it has 2 really strong songs with Hands All Over and Gun. Power Trip is also pretty good. Same with Get on the Snake and Full on Kevin's Mom. And Full on Kevin's Mom, I believe, goofy song title. Or let me, yeah. Loud Love's also pretty good. It's a goofy track and it's 5 minutes, but it makes me smile. Same with No Wrong, No Right and Uncovered. And Big Dumb Sets, another goofy track, but I really like Big Dumb Sets. It makes me smile. And yeah, pretty strong album. It's only 11 tracks too, because the last one, Full On, is a reprise, so pretty good. But then, now we're getting into the big guns. And this is the first album that is going into perfection with Temple of the Dog, self-titled. This is top of perfection too. This is actually my favorite thing Pearl Jam has done and Soundgarden has done. I mean, it opens with the perfect note with Say Hello to Heaven, the 11-minute Reach Down. That song feels like 5 minutes, by the way. I love, like, the accordion they put in there, too. And too, it's very different, it's very odd, and it's very interesting. They just kill it from beginning to end. I also love Hunger Strike featuring Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam. Once again, this album dropped before Pearl Jam was Pearl Jam, so I also love Pushing Forward Back and Call Me a Dog, 10 out of 10 tracks. Times of Trouble is my personal favorite on here with that harmonica. Like, this song, Times of Trouble, nearly brings me to tears. I am not kidding. This song made me miss Chris Cornell so much. Rest in peace, Chris Cornell. Also, quick side note, rest in peace his prodigy, Chester Bennington. Rest in peace, Chester. Rest in peace, Chris. Both of you are sorely missed, dude. Like, the world got so much colder when you 2 left. I miss you guys so much. But then we have Wooden Jesus, Your Savior, Full World to World, All Night Thing, which is like a goofy, funky banger, calling back to Mother Love Bone. I love this album. Perfection. Next up is Bad Motorfinger. This is also going to perfection, but below Temple of the Dog. Self-titled. What do I have to say? I mean, you got Rusty Cage, Outshine, Slaves and Bulldozers, which is just dirty and nasty. I love it. You got Jesus Christ Pose, a banger for good reason. You got Face Pollution, Somewhere, which is one of the most underrated tracks in my opinion. Searching with My Good Eye Closed, Room 1,000 Years Wide, Mind Rot, Drawing Flies, Holy Water, New Damage. Do I have to say anything about this thing? This thing's perfection for good reason. And now, you guys may get a little upset with me about this one, but I am putting Super Unknown. Man, it is straddling the line between top of fantastic to bottom of perfection. I'm gonna put it at bottom of perfection though. I'm breaking my rule this time because this album is still perfection. It's just not as good as these two though, dude. But I'm still gonna argue for it. I mean, super strong opener with "Let Me Drown," "My Way." My personal favorite Soundgarden song with "Fell on Black Days," "Mailman," the title track, "Head Down," "Black Hole Sun," their most well-known song. Spoon Man, Limo Wreck, The Day I Tried to Live, Kickstand, Fresh Tendrils, 4th of July, Half, Like Suicide. I mean, dude, haunting closer, by the way, with Like Suicide. That is a haunting closer. Especially considering what happened to Chris, too. Very depressing and heartbreaking closer. But I could gush on about these three albums all day, but I'm not going to do that. So we're going to go move on to Down on the Upside. This is going to A. Top of A, actually. I really like Down on the Upside, actually. Opens on a decent note with Pretty Noose. Not in love with this track, but then we get Rhinosaur, which I am in love with that track, a 9 out of 10. And then Zero Chance, which is our first 10 out of 10. Dusty's a 9. Ty Cobb is a 10. Same with Burden in My Hands. Never Named. Blow Up the Outside World. Apple Bites a 7. It's a weird, kind of goofy track. Almost reminds me of like Pearl Jam's Vitology in a weird way. Yeah, Never the Machine is great. Tighter and Tighter is great. Switch Opens. This is a great album. Same with Boot Camp. That's a decent 8. But this one ranges between like 7, 8, 9, and 10. It's not perfect 10s like these three are. And then we have King Animal, which is straddling the line between top of B and bottom of A. I'm going to put it at bottom of A, though. Because I still really like this album, honestly. Like, I should say something about this. Like, Birds of Bones or Bones of Birds is a fantastic track. That is a 10 out of 10 track, honestly. I also really rather enjoy Been Away Too Long as well. That one is like a decent 8. A little dad rocky, but not bad by any means. Still pretty damn good. I also rather like Non-State Actor and By Crooked Steps. 1,000 Days Before is the weakest track at like a decent 8. Terry is a decent 9, pretty good. Same with Black Saturday, halfway there, and Altruition. But Rolling is another 10 out of 10 closer. So there's only 2 10s on this one, so it's not on the level of Down on the Upside, but it's not that far behind. That's why I'm between like a B, because I think it's not on the level of Ultra Mega OK. I think it's better than Ultra Mega OK, but it's not quite as good as Down on the Upside. It's like straddling the line between these two. Maybe I should have made like an amazing tier, but I digress on that matter. I still love this album. This album is a tiny step behind Down on the Upside, and I stand by that. But anyway, that should do it. I hope all of you have a great day. And also, go listen to some Soundgarden. Go listen to some Soundgarden. Go listen to some Linkin Park, too. I might actually do a re-upload of my old Linkin Park video, just because listening through this made me miss Chester so much, along with Chris. Also, if you don't mind, drop a like in the video, and tell me your own ranking of Soundgarden albums, too. Maybe Super Unknown's your favorite, you know what I mean? And I can understand that as well, but this is just my own personal ranking. Also, my favorite songs from each one. When it comes to it, Tempo of the Dog, it's Troubled Times with Bad Motorfinger. It is probably, I would probably say Slaves and Bulldozers. With Super Unknown, it's Fell on Black Days. With Down on the Upside, it's Blow Up the Outside World. With King Animal, it's Bones of Birds. With Ultra Mega OK, it's probably Beyond the Wheel. With Louder Than Love, it's Gun. And those are the songs, those are like the 7 songs I would recommend you must hear before you die, personally. Perfection for those top 3, dude. I mean that, too. But anyway, take care, everyone. I hope all of you have a great weekend, have a great day. I will see all of you next time. Take care, everyone.